Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Bryce, and I'm with Susquehanna Valley High School, and we're going to be learning how to factor a problem using the graph. We're using the graphing calculator to determine what the graph is. So the first thing that we have here is we have a trinomial, and we take a look at it, and we see that the leading coefficient is 1. Okay, so we don't have to use a greatest common factor, and we don't have to use the Xbox method. So let's take a look at this. We might have to use the Xbox method in the future. The first thing that I want to do is type the equation into the y equals part of the calculator. So I hit y equals, I enter in the equation. Remember that even though the variable is n, we still use x. So I am going to graph it, and it fits in the standard window. Okay, this is a zoom 6, this is a standard window. So now I am going to estimate that looks like x equaling 1. That looks like x equaling 9. Our goal is to find the zeros first. So that's on the x-axis, when y equals 0. Now that I know approximately where they are, I can confirm it, being 1 and 9, by going to the table and saying x was 1. Don't get stuck there. This is the wrong answer. This is the wrong 0. We're looking for the 0 in the y column. We're looking for the zeros in the y column. Zeros are y answers. So now that I know it's confirmed that one of the zeros is positive 1, I'm going to confirm that the other 0 is positive 9, and there it is. That means that the point here is 1, 0, and the point there is 9, 0. That's why they're called zeros, because in the y spot location, it is a 0. So how do I factor it? I write down the zeros are 1 and 9. So the factors are the opposite. Or, yeah, they're the opposite. It's the additive inverse. So the opposite of 1 is negative 1. The opposite of 9 is negative 9. That's the factors. Notice that there's no equal sign here, so we can't solve it. The question was to factor it. Remember that factor means that we're going to show the equation in a multiplication form. Now let's take a look at one more problem. Okay, so here's the second problem, and it has an interesting feature to it. I hit the y equals key, and I type the equation in. Now, I hit graph, so step number 1 is y equals. Step number 2 is graph. Step number 3, look for x-intercepts. That's where the equation crosses the x-axis. Oh, doesn't look like it crosses the x-axis. Or does it? Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8. So let's take a look at the calculator. I was interrupted for a moment or two, so hopefully this is a continuous idea. We see that it looks like it might be crossing at negative 8. So we take a look at the table, and we're looking for x being negative 8 because it looks like the point is negative 8, 0. And it is confirmed that it's negative 8, 0. Okay, now that is the 0. We take a look at the graph and found the x-intercepts at negative 8. So the zeros are just 8 because it only hits it at one spot. Okay, if I take a look at the table just a little bit farther, it doesn't have 2 zeros here. Okay, there aren't 2 of them there. There's only 1. So the 0 is 8. So the factors, remember it's a multiplication problem. There are 2 factors. X minus 8 is the first one. I wonder what the second one is. I'm thinking it's x minus 8. Sorry, x plus 8 and x plus 8. Because this is negative 8, it's the opposite. So it's x plus 8 and x plus 8. Now, what is 8 times 8? Positive 64. What's 8 plus 8? Positive 16. That's one way to check to see if your answer is correct. Okay, so we wrote the factors, and that's the end of it. I'll see you tomorrow in class. If you have any questions, make sure you're ready to ask them.